My child, stop what you are doing right now. This is not a test. This is not a metaphor. This is not something you can deal with tomorrow. Within the next 72 hours, there will be a knock on your door that will change everything. Someone close to you, someone you trust, someone who knows intimate details of your life, has already filed legal action against you. The paperwork has been submitted. The case number has been assigned. Your name is now in a system you never thought you would be part of. I am telling you this now at this exact moment because if you close this window, if you scroll away thinking this does not apply to you, you will miss the only warning I will give you before the storm hits. And it is coming fast. You felt something shift recently, didn't you? A strange tension in the air, a conversation that felt off, a relationship that suddenly went cold. That was the moment they made their decision. That was the moment they chose accusation over communication, legal action over reconciliation, the courts of men over the mercy of heaven. But I saw it before it happened. I watched them sit with their phone, their computer, their lawyer, crafting statements designed to paint you in the darkest possible light. I heard every word they spoke about you to others, twisting truth into something unrecognizable, building a case brick by brick. And now the machinery of the legal system is in motion. Documents are being prepared. Investigators may already be assigned. Your phone records could be pulled. Your financial records examined. Your social media scraped for evidence. People you thought were friends will be questioned about you, and every word you have ever said, every text you have ever sent, every email, every post, all of it can and will be used to build a narrative that may have nothing to do with who you actually are. This is real. This is happening. And you need to understand how serious this is before we go any further. Let me tell you what is happening inside your body right now, even if you are not yet fully aware of the external threat. Your nervous system has already picked up on the danger signals. Your amygdala, that ancient part of your brain designed to detect threats, has been firing warning signals for days, maybe weeks. This is why you have been experiencing symptoms you could not quite explain. The tightness in your chest that feels like someone is pressing on your sternum. The shallow breathing that makes you feel like you cannot get enough air no matter how deeply you inhale. The racing thoughts at 3 a.m. that spiral into worst-case scenarios. The hypervigilance, constantly checking your phone, your email, your surroundings, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Your body is flooded with cortisol, the primary stress hormone. When you are under sustained psychological threat, your adrenal glands work overtime, pumping out cortisol in amounts your body was never designed to handle chronically. This is causing your heart rate to elevate, your blood pressure to spike, and your immune system to become suppressed. You are more susceptible to illness right now than you have been in years. Your gut is in chaos. The gut-brain axis, the direct communication highway between your digestive system and your central nervous system, is lighting up with distress signals. This is why you have lost your appetite, or why food suddenly tastes like cardboard. This is why you may be experiencing nausea, diarrhea, or constipation. Your body is in survival mode, and digestion is not a priority when your system thinks you are under attack. Your sleep architecture has been destroyed. Even when you manage to fall asleep, you are not reaching deep sleep or REM sleep, the stages where your brain processes emotions and consolidates memories. You are waking up feeling like you never slept at all because, neurologically speaking, you did not sleep properly. Your brain has been on guard duty all night. The inflammation markers in your body are skyrocketing. C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, tumor necrosis factor alpha, all the inflammatory cytokines that indicate your body is under siege. This chronic inflammation is not just uncomfortable, it is dangerous. It is linked to cardiovascular disease, autoimmune conditions, and accelerated aging at the cellular level. But here is what you need to understand. These physical symptoms are not the main problem. They are the evidence of the spiritual and emotional war being waged against you. The enemy does not just want to destroy your reputation or your freedom. He wants to destroy your peace, your health, your sanity, your faith. And he is using someone you know to do it. Someone who sat at your table. Someone who knew your vulnerabilities. Someone who you trusted with pieces of your story that were never meant to become weapons. I know who they are. I have watched them struggle with their own wounds for years. I have seen the bitterness grow in their heart like a cancer. I have witnessed the moment when offense hardened into resentment, and resentment crystallized into the cold determination to see you suffer. You want to know why? You keep asking yourself what you did to deserve this. You are replaying every conversation, every interaction, trying to find the moment where things went wrong. But my child, you need to understand something crucial. This is not about something you did. This is about something they are carrying. Hurt people, wounded people, wound people. And the person coming against you is acting out of their own pain, their own fear, their own unhealed trauma. They see you as the cause of their suffering when, in reality, you have become the screen onto which they are projecting years of accumulated anguish. But that does not make their actions any less dangerous. Intent does not cancel impact. Their pain does not excuse the very real legal jeopardy they are putting you in. And while I am calling you to compassion, I am not calling you to be naive about the threat you are facing. Because here is what they do not understand, and what you must understand. When they raised their hand against you, they opened a door in the spiritual realm that they did not intend to open. They invoked spiritual laws they do not comprehend. They set in motion consequences that will not be limited to you. The measure they use against you will be measured back to them. Not because I am vindictive, but because this is how the universe I created operates. You reap what you sow. What you send out returns to you, and what they have sent toward you is boomeranging back toward them with force they cannot yet see. Let me tell you about a man named Daniel. He was a man of integrity, a man of prayer, a man who served his God faithfully in the midst of a pagan empire. And for this very reason, he became a target. His colleagues, jealous of his favor with the king, conspired against him. They could find no corruption in his governance, no flaw in his character, so they crafted a trap. They convinced the king to pass a law they knew Daniel would not obey, a decree that no one could pray to any god except the king for 30 days. Daniel knew about the law. He knew the consequence, being thrown into a den of lions. But he also knew who his God was. So he went home, opened his windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed 3 times a day, just as he always had. His accusers saw him, they reported him. The law was enforced. The king who loved Daniel was trapped by his own decree. Daniel was arrested and thrown into the lion's den. The stone was rolled over the entrance. The king could not sleep that night, fasting and pacing, sick with worry about the man he was forced to condemn. But at dawn he ran to the den and called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" And Daniel answered from inside the den, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight." The king was overjoyed. Daniel was lifted from the den without a scratch. But the story does not end there. The men who had falsely accused Daniel were brought to the king, and they, along with their wives and children, were thrown into the same den. And before they even reached the floor, the lions overpowered them and crushed their bones. This is the pattern, my child. False accusation does not go unpunished. Those who dig a pit for others fall into it themselves. The trap they set for you will become the trap that catches them. I tell you this not so you will gloat or seek revenge, but so you will understand that you are not fighting this battle alone. I am your defender in the courts you cannot see, and the verdict there has already been rendered in your favor. Now I need you to do something right now before we go any further. I need you to acknowledge that you have heard this warning. I need you to create a marker in time, a witness that you were here, that you listened, that you chose to believe me even when circumstances looked dark. Type 777 in the comments if you believe I am going to vindicate you. Type it right now. This is not superstition. This is a declaration of faith. When you type those numbers, you are saying to the spiritual realm, I trust God more than I fear my accusers. I believe his promise more than I believe the charges against me. I know that no weapon formed against me will prosper because he said so. Do it now. Type 777. Let this be your line in the sand. Let this be your moment of choice. Fear or faith, panic or peace, their narrative or my truth. Type it, and as you do, I am releasing angels of protection around you. I am dispatching divine advocates who will work behind the scenes in ways you will never see. I am putting my thumb on the scale of justice, and it will tip in your favor, but you have to participate. You have to agree. You have to declare your faith in the midst of your fear. Type 777 now. Now that you have made your declaration, I need to prepare you for what is coming in the next 72 hours. There are 3 specific things that will happen. 3 divine markers that will confirm everything I am telling you right now. Pay very close attention, because if you miss these signs, you will miss the reassurance I am sending to stabilize your heart in the midst of the storm. The first sign will come through a dream or a sudden vivid memory. Between tonight and 72 hours from now, you are going to either dream something very specific, or you are going to have a memory surface from your past that you have not thought about in years. In this dream or memory, there will be a moment where you were defended, where you were protected, where someone stood up for you when you were vulnerable. It might be a parent, a teacher, a friend, even a stranger. But there will be a clear picture of someone intervening on your behalf when you could not defend yourself. When this happens, and it will happen, do not dismiss it as random neurons firing. This is me showing you a pattern. This is me reminding you that I have always been your defender. The God who protected you then is the same God protecting you now. The only difference is back then you might not have recognized it was me. This time, you will know. The moment you have this dream or this memory surfaces, I want you to speak out loud, even if you are alone. God is my defender. He has always been my defender. He will defend me now. Say it 3 times. Let those words anchor in your spirit. Let them become louder than the accusations echoing in your head. The second sign will come through an unexpected communication from someone you have not heard from in a while. This could be a text message, a phone call, an email, a social media message. The person will reach out seemingly out of nowhere. They may not even know about your current situation. They are not reaching out because they heard about the accusations. They are reaching out because I am prompting them to do so. And in their communication, there will be something that speaks directly to what you are going through. It might be a word of encouragement. It might be a memory they share of you being trustworthy or honest. It might be a simple "I was thinking about you and felt like I should reach out." It might be a Bible verse or a quote that seems to speak directly to your situation when this happens. And it will do not treat it as coincidence. This is me confirming through a human voice what I have been speaking to your spirit. This is me using someone who has nothing to gain or lose in your situation to speak truth over you. This is external validation of the internal work I am doing. When you receive this communication, respond with gratitude. Thank them for reaching out. But more importantly, thank me. Say out loud, "Thank you, Lord, for confirming your word. Thank you for sending messengers to remind me I am not alone. I receive this as a sign of your presence." The third sign will be the most tangible, and it will come through a document, a discovery, or a piece of information that suddenly comes to light. This could be a text message you forgot existed, an email you did not remember sending, a witness you did not know would come forward, a timestamp that proves you were somewhere else, a recording, a receipt, a photo, something concrete, or it could come from the other side. You might discover that your accuser has made a mistake in their filing, a date that is wrong, a claim that can be easily disproven, an inconsistency in their story that will unravel their case. Within 72 hours, one piece of evidence is going to surface that will shift the entire narrative. It might not seem like much at first. You might even overlook it. But pay attention, because this is me dropping breadcrumbs that lead to your vindication. When this happens, document it, screenshot it, save it, print it if you need to, because this is the physical evidence that will correspond with the spiritual truth I have already established. You are innocent, and that innocence will be proven. Now, these 3 signs will happen in the next 72 hours, but they require you to be watchful. They require you to have your spiritual senses alert. The enemy would love for you to be so consumed by fear and anxiety that you miss the signs I am sending. So I am asking you to do something else right now. I need you to commit to watching for these signs. I need you to declare that you will not allow fear to blind you to the movements of my hand. If you commit to watching for these 3 signs in the next 72 hours, type, I am watching in the comments. Type it now. This is you saying, I will not be so consumed by the problem that I miss the provision. I will not be so focused on my accusers that I miss my advocate. I will not be so afraid of what man can do that I forget what God is doing. Type it. I am watching. As you type those words, you are activating your spiritual vision. You are tuning your frequency to the channel I am broadcasting on. You are choosing to see beyond the natural to the supernatural. And when you see these 3 signs happen exactly as I said they would, come back to this message. Read it again. Let it strengthen your faith. Let it remind you that I am not just aware of your situation. I am actively working in it. But there is something else you need to understand about these 72 hours. While I am sending you signs of my presence and protection, your enemy is not sitting idle. The person who accused you is also making moves. They are gathering more information, speaking to more people, building their case. And during these 72 hours, you are going to be tempted to react. You are going to want to defend yourself publicly. You are going to want to tell your side of the story. You are going to want to warn people about your accuser's character. You are going to want to fight back with the weapons of this world. Do not do it. I am asking you to do the hardest thing you have ever done. Be silent in the face of accusation. Do not post about this on social media. Do not send mass texts explaining your side. Do not gather character witnesses to speak on your behalf yet. Do not engage with your accuser directly. Your silence right now is not weakness. It is strategy. Your silence is allowing me to work without interference. Your silence is giving me space to arrange pieces on the chessboard that you cannot see. Your silence is actually your loudest weapon, though it does not feel like it. Because while you are silent, I am speaking. While you are still, I am moving. While you are waiting, I am working. Every moment you choose silence over self-defense, you are demonstrating trust. You are showing that you believe I am capable of defending you better than you could defend yourself. And that trust is what releases my power into your situation. Now I need to paint 2 very different pictures for you. 2 possible futures that diverge from this exact moment depending on the choice you make. Because you have free will, my child. I will not force you to trust me. I will not make you follow my instructions. But I will show you the consequences of both paths so you can make an informed decision. If you choose fear over faith, if you ignore this warning and react out of panic, here is what will happen within the next week. You will say something or do something in your anxiety that will be used against you. A text message sent in anger, a social media post made in frustration, a conversation with the wrong person who will report it back to your accuser. One moment of weakness, one lapse in judgment, and you will give them ammunition that they did not have before. Within 2 weeks, the legal process will escalate. More paperwork, more communications from lawyers or investigators. The stress will compound. Your sleep will deteriorate further. Your relationships will strain under the weight of what you are carrying. People will start to distance themselves, not because they believe the accusations, but because they do not want to be caught in the crossfire. Within a month, your health will seriously decline. The chronic cortisol exposure will result in weight gain or dramatic weight loss. Your hair might start falling out, your skin will break out, your blood pressure will reach dangerous levels. You might develop stress-induced conditions like shingles, ulcers, or panic attacks that send you to the emergency room. Within 6 months, if this drags on because you did not let me handle it my way, you will be a shell of who you are now. The legal fees alone could devastate you financially. The emotional toll could destroy relationships that have nothing to do with the accusation. The depression and anxiety could lead to dependency on medications or substances just to make it through the day. And here is the most tragic part. You will look back at this moment, this exact message, and realize that you had a warning, you had a choice, you had a way out, but you chose to handle it yourself because you did not trust me enough to handle it for you. That is the first path, the path of fear. But there is another path, the path of faith, and this path looks very different. If you choose to trust me, if you follow the instructions I have given you, if you watch for the 3 signs and maintain your silence, here is what will happen. Within the next week, you will experience supernatural peace that makes no logical sense given your circumstances. People will comment on how calm you seem. You will sleep better than you have in months because you have released the burden to me. Within 2 weeks, cracks will start to appear in your accuser's case. Inconsistencies they did not notice. Witnesses who will not corroborate their story. Evidence that contradicts their claims. Slowly but surely, their narrative will begin to unravel. Within a month, the tide will turn. Your accuser will either drop the case entirely, or it will be dismissed, or the judgment will be so clearly in your favor that even those who doubted you will have to acknowledge your innocence. And more than that, the truth of what really happened, the truth of why they came after you, will be exposed in a way that vindicates not just your actions but your character. Within 6 months, you will be in a completely new season of your life. The relationships that were meant to fall away will be gone, and you will not miss them. New opportunities that were blocked by this situation will suddenly open up. Doors you did not even know existed will swing wide, and you will look back and realize that this painful chapter was actually a purging, a pruning, a preparation for where I am taking you next. But more than any external outcome, you will have gained something internal that no one can take from you. Unshakable faith. You will have proof, tangible, personal, undeniable proof that I am who I say I am. That I do what I say I will do. That I can be trusted even when everything looks hopeless. 2 paths, 2 futures, fear or faith. Which will you choose, my child? We have come to the end of this message, but we have not come to the end of this story. Your story is still being written. The next chapter depends on the choices you make in the next 72 hours. I have given you the warning, I have shown you the pattern. I have promised you the signs. I have painted both futures, now the choice is yours. But before you leave this message, I need to tell you one more thing. I love you. More than you can comprehend. More than your accuser hates you. More than the legal system could ever judge you. More than you even love yourself. My love for you is not dependent on the outcome of this case. My love for you does not fluctuate based on whether you are innocent or guilty in the eyes of men. My love for you is constant, unchanging, unshakable. You are mine. And no accusation, no verdict, no condemnation from any court can separate you from my love. This trial you are walking through is not punishment. It is not me being angry at you or disappointed in you. This is me allowing you to see what you are truly made of. This is me revealing to you the depth of faith that exists in your spirit. This is me preparing you for greater assignments that require this level of tested faith. You cannot carry what I am about to give you without first going through what I am currently allowing you to endure. The promotion requires the pruning. The elevation requires the testing. The glory requires the fire. So do not curse this season. Do not waste this pain. Let it transform you instead of just traumatizing you. Let it develop you instead of just defeating you. In 72 hours, I will send you a follow-up message. It will contain the next steps you need to take based on which of the 3 signs you have seen. It will provide more specific guidance for your legal situation. It will include prayers and declarations that will strengthen your spiritual position. But you will only receive that message if you click the notification button right now. You will only be alerted when I speak again if you turn on notifications for this channel. Do not miss what I am about to tell you next. Do not let the enemy distract you from receiving the full counsel I have for you. Click that notification button right now, subscribe to this channel, and commit to watching for the 3 signs I have promised you. Your vindication is not just possible. It is certain because I have declared it, and I do not lie. I am the Lord your God, your defender, your advocate, your shield, and I will not fail you. Click the notification button, watch for the signs, keep your faith high, and get ready to see me move in ways that will leave you breathless with gratitude. This is your moment, my child. Do not miss it.